here for the Division VII Girls Softball Championships games. We're at Arnaiz Field here in Stockton. Beautiful afternoon alongside Brian Hassler, our in-game producer, and Justin Gorley, our videographer. We're getting ready for first pitch here. It's going to be the Elliot Christian Eagles at bat. And the first pitch of the game is a called strike by Vickers. 0-1 the count, and it's a changeup, misses high, 1-1. Let me give you your lineup for the Millennium Falcons, the visiting team. One pitch is foul back out of play. Might be playable there for Grajada. She makes the catch out of field. Nice play there by Grajada. Good range moving to her right. So Kaylee Burkle just flew out. Tori Villagomez, the first baseman, will bat second. Batting third, Emily Jo Copeland, the catcher. Batting in the cleanup spot, Shelly Crott, the second baseman. Batting fifth, Renee Humphrey, the right fielder. Batting seventh is going to be number 20, Lauren Vickers, the pitcher. Batting eighth, Brianne Sanford, the left fielder. And in the 9-hole, Miss Lewis, I wish I could read the first name, Jamie Lewis, thank you very much, the center fielder, batting ninth for Elliot Christian. For Millennium, they'll line up Grajada in left, made that nice play to start the game off. Reyes in center, Ramirez in right. Pitches outside, Ramirez at left, Rivera at short, Dominguez at second, Darris at first, Jenkins beyond the plate, and Weiss on the mound. That's your lineup for the D-VII softball championship game here from Stockton. 1-2 the count. There's a little blooper. We have our first base hit of the game. Tori Villagomez with the single, and she is on board. And that'll bring up number 24, Brady Kuhlman. She'll be your third baseman today. As Weiss throws into Jenkins, and that's a ball outside. This one misses. Our umpires today are behind home plate, calling balls and strikes, is Rick Post. Our first base umpire is Mike Byrne, and our third base umpire is George Green. A three-man crew. Very good umpires here today. Both coaches had nothing but nice things to say for them. Let me give you your coaches, too. For Millennium is going to be Megan Lunn. And for Elliot Christian, Mike Pontius. 1-0 the count. And there's ball is low. And the runner will go to first base on a pass ball. So after the single by Villagomez, she reaches second on a pass ball. Like Jenkins probably should have had that one. So runner in scoring position for the Eagles. The green uniforms with the black pants, the green stripes. And there could be an RBI single. Waiting on it was Villagomez, so she will not score. Got a late break on it. Look, from our vantage point, that was going to be a single all the way. She didn't have quite the angle we had. So she holds at third, a single by Kuhlman. And now Elliot Christian in business here. Runners at the corners, just one out. Y is in a little bit of trouble. And there's a shot to left field. It's going to be Grajada. But, tagging and coming home to score is Villagomez. And that's your first run of the ball game. An RBI sac fly for Copeland. So Copeland got the job done as this RBI sac fly. And that's what you want your cleanup hitter to do, is drive in that run. And she did that. And also tagging on the play and going to second base was Kamen. And now Kamen's going to score. It's going to be a close play. It's cut off on an RBI single from Shelby Crott. Another first pitch swinging. These girls are anxious there at the plate. They're not waiting for anything that they like. They are swinging away. So an RBI for Crott, and it's 2-0. Kamen able to score on the play. And there's a shot, and it's off the glove of Grajada, a line drive. They're going to hold. No, they're going to send her home. And coming in to score, close play at the plate. It's cut off. Actually, the catcher, Jenkins, stepped up in front of it. Crott scores all the way from first. I'm not sure if they're going to give an error because it did hit Grajada's glove. It's definitely not going to be an RBI because the error allowed Humphrey to get all the way to third. I'm just going to call it an E7 for now until we get official word. Even though, Brian, I think I am the official scorer. I'm going to call it an E7. Advancing all the way to third was Humphrey. 3 runs in already for the Eagles of Elliot Christian. Out of Lodi. They're the visiting team. They're the lower seed. But Wise and Millennium in trouble here early on. 3-0 already, just the top of the first. There is 2 outs. Humphrey's at third, and at the plate now, the 7-hitter, Lauren Vickers, the pitcher. Elliot Christian, I mentioned the green uniforms, green socks, black pants for Millennium, the Falcons. And there's an RBI just past the third baseman, Ramirez. An RBI single for Vickers. And it's 4-0. That one just by Ramirez there at third. The Falcons are in the black pants with the white jerseys and the white socks. Here at Arnaiz Field, a multi-purpose press box. I don't think I've ever seen one of these before. We got 4 fields, 4 windows, 4 directions. It's a lot going on in this press box, that's for sure. Nice stop dug out by Jenkins. Throw to first to Dariz. Tried to get Vickers sleeping at first to no ado. 4-0 here early on, just at the top of the fourth. One and only Brian Hassler, our in-game engineer. That ball's outside now. 2-1, and the scoreboard operator is MIA, so 3-0, I'm told. No, it couldn't have been because that was, they called it a strike. 3-1 now. To the 8-hitter, Breanne Stanford, the left fielder. Stanford, right-handed hitter. That one's in the dirt. It actually bounces off of Mike Post, our home umpire. And a disastrous inning here to start things off for Millennium. They've given up 4 runs and already batting the leadoff batters on deck. Lewis, the batter. Jamie Lewis, the sophomore, the 9th batter to go against Weiss and the Falcons here in the top of the first. Vickers is at second. Sanford is at first. There's a chopper off the plate, and it's a fair ball, but no play. So you got to give an infield single there to Lewis. Moving to third is Vickers. Moving to second is Sanford. And the bases are juiced now for Burkle, who actually started the game off flying out to left field. Grajada made a nice play in foul territory, but now she's getting her second at-bat of the frame. And never good, easy for a scorekeeper. Now I'm going to mark it in the second and so on and so forth. Swing and a miss on a changeup. 0-1 now on Burkle. Burkle, sophomore. A lot of young players on the Elliot Christian on the Eagles squad. Eagles and Falcons, a couple of original mascots here. You don't see either one of those very often. 4-0 already. Ball's inside. No, they called a strike. 1-1. 2-1. And there's a shot, another pop-up to left. Grajada under it. She makes the catch, so Burkle accounts for 2 of the outs, both via L7s. And for Elliot Christian, they send 10 to the plate. They score 4. They leave 3 on 3 hits. And through a half inning, 4-0 Elliot Christian on top right here on KBC Play On Sports Network. You want to watch more of your high school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. S is in Sam, B is in Ben, P is in Paul. I think so, yeah. Sack fly. No, 1, 2. My bad. I'm ready to go because I got to do lineups. Correction there in the top of the first for Elliot Christian. They didn't give credit to a single for Krotz or Lewis. So they actually got 4 runs on 5 hits. They left 3. So let me give you your lineups now for the Millennium Falcons, the home team. Leading off is going to be Brianna Reyes in center field. Batting second is Ashley Grajada, this left fielder. Batting third is Gabrielle Ramirez, the right fielder. In the cleanup spot, Raquel Riviera, the shortstop. Batting fifth is Elisa Derez, the first baseman. Batting sixth, Alex Ramirez, the third baseman. Batting seventh is Jada Jenkins, the catcher. Annalisa Rabio is the DP, means she will hit and not field. Erica Dominguez is the second baseman, batting eighth, and batting ninth is Amy Weiss. Batting ninth is Erica Dominguez, the second baseman. Amy Weiss, the pitcher, will not hit. Hope that's clear for everybody. As Reyes wants to get on base, the Falcons need base runners here. They trail 4-0 here, bottom of the first. Let me give you your defensive lineup here for the Eagles. Here after this pitch, as that's outside. Sanford in left, Lewis in center, Humphrey in right. Kuhlman in third, Burkle at short, Krot at second, Villagomez at first, Copeland's the catcher, and Vickers on the mound. Righty against lefty here, and there's a bunt, and it's foul to Reyes. Reyes is senior. Going up against Vickers, just a freshman. Vickers has a bright future in front of her. A freshman, that ball's high and outside. 3-1 now on the leadoff hitter Reyes, 4-0. My producers tell me 3-2. And there's a shot, and it's going to be all the way back to the wall, rolling back to the wall. Good power there, and it's a Pete Rose head-first triple for Reyes. And that's what you want to do if you're the Falcons, to get back in this thing. Write down your phone number. That ball is outside. To our two-hitter, Grajada. Grajada made a couple nice plays there in left field. Ashley, righty. That one's a called strike. Oh, 0-2 the count. Ramirez on deck. And that should get her home either way. Yeah, that's going to be a gapper. Just in front of Humphreys in right. Coming home to score is Reyes. And a stand-up double for Grajada. An RBI double. We might have a Coors Field type game here. 4-1 already. Nobody out. so give an RBI double to Grajada. And that'll bring up the 3-hitter, Gabriel Ramirez. Ramirez digs in. Time is called by home umpire Rick Post. Justin Gorley is our videographer here today. That one's right down Broadway for a called strike, 0-1. Raquel Riviera, the shortstop, digs in. And the pitch. Changeup misses high, 1-1. One's outside, 2-1. Misses high, 3-1. So Vickers yet to commit an out. She's down 3-1 with Grajada at second. 4-1. Elliot Christie scored 4 in the top of the frame, and that's a walk. So that'll bring up Raquel Riviera, the shortstop. Riviera, a sophomore, also plays second base. Righty on righty here. Vickers, the youngster, the freshman. Let's see how she holds her composure now in a jam. Her team gave her a 4-run lead there in the first. That's a called strike, a little low, but good enough for Mr. Post. 0-1 now, the count on the cleanup hitter, Riviera. We're here at Field 3 at Arnaiz Field in Stockton. D-VII softball championship game. Shows bunt and throw to third. They got her. Good throw. It's actually the shortstop covering. So that play goes 2-6 with Burkle covering. And I don't know, Brian, why you would want to bunt your cleanup hitter. Play small ball here. It's only the bottom of the first. Interesting coaching decision there by Miss Megan Lunn. Hey, you got your cleanup hitter. You swing away. No outs. So now as Grajada tagged out, play goes 2-6. Good play there as Kuhlman was fielding the bunt. That ball's out of play back towards our other field here. 1-2 the count now on Ramirez. I don't get that coaching decision. Try to play small ball here with your cleanup hitter. Still tons of softball left. We're just in the bottom of the first. Fouled back. So good battle here between Riviera and Vickers. And the pitch. And a called strike 3. Catches the inside corner. Riviera goes down looking. So first and second, no outs. Quickly turns into first 2 outs. And that'll bring up the 5th hitter, Elisa Darris. Elisa is a freshman. Her sister, Yvette Darris, is a sophomore also on the team. Will be coming off the bench today. There's a called strike, 0-1. Ball's high. Two and 1 the count. Vickers pitching with a little bit more confidence here as that one misses outside. 3-1. Ramirez on deck should Darris reach. 3-1 and the pitch. Defensive swing goes to the first baseman, Villagomez. She'll tag out Darris, 3 unassisted. The Falcons do get 1 back. They get 1 run on 2 hits. They leave 1. Through an inning here of the D-VII softball championship, it is Elliot Christian 4 and Millennium 1 right here on the Play On Sports Network. Stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com postgame show, where we will select a player of the game and have an interview with that player. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Oh, are we on? And the first pitch of the second inning is a base hit for Villagomez. So Villagomez, 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. First pitch swinging there on the pitch from Wise. And that'll bring up Brady Kuhlman. Ball's outside. Kuhlman singled and scored in the first. Throw back to first is not in time. Good play, 2-0. It's a count on Brady, the lefty. Kuhlman, just a freshman. Lefty on righty here. Weiss back out there looking to limit the damage here. And there's another pulled ball, and that's going to be over the head of Ramirez and right. Rounding second, heading to third, and stopping at third. But look, as Kuhlman took a big lead there at second, and Rivera, the shortstop, probably could have tagged her out had she knew what was going on. I think she was worried about if Villagomez was going to score, but I think she could have tagged Kuhlman out. It took a big, she was almost to the shortstop. Either way, it's second and third, no outs for the cleanup hitter, Emily Jo Copeland. Copeland had an RBI sac fly in the first. Second and third, nobody out, 4-1. And that's a line to third and almost doubling up. Good play there by Ramirez at third. Almost had Villagomez for the double play. So Copeland's retired L6, L5 I should say. So second and third with Crott now at the plate. Crott had an RBI single and scored a run in the first inning. Croft swings at the first pitch. It's to the shortstop. Riviera throws across the diamond, not in time. Coming home to score is Villagomez, so we'll give an RBI to Croft. Well, had it been an out, it still would have been an RBI. But we're going to say RBI E5, I guess, or E6, I should say. The throw wasn't good. Runners advance on the play. So going to third is Kuhlman, and second is Croft. I thought it was a foul ball. That's why I was late on the call. I thought that ball was tipped. Which, of course, runners can't advance on a foul ball, but so Megan Lund going to argue the call. And now they're going to talk it over. We'll have the first and third base umpires, George Green and Mike Byrne, talk it over. They're going to keep it as it is. So apparently it wasn't a foul ball. They'll keep it. So as I mentioned, Kuhlman to third and Croft to second on the stolen base. Renee Humphrey at the plate. She reached on an error in the first, ended up scoring a run. Infield in. Swing and a miss. Bases, or first base is open, I should say. 5-1, Elliot Christian on top. Swinging bunt almost. Foul ball now. 0-2 on Humphrey. Humphrey, a junior. Lefty against the righty, Wise. Division 7 softball section championship game here from Arnaiz Field in Stockton. Nice softball complex. Check out playonsports.com for all of our high school schedules. Going to be doing a lot of section championship games here coming up in the next couple weeks. Another swinging bunt off the backstop. Fouled back. It'll remain 0-2. So Humphrey doing a nice job of staying alive. Infield still in at the corners. Torres and Ramirez playing the bunt. Torres a good 6 feet in front of the first place bag. And there's a chopper to short. They're going to go home with it, and not in time. Second and third, so it was not a force. And coming home to score was Kuhlman. So Croft goes to third, and Humphrey reaches on the fielder's choice, goes 6-2. It was a good play, just a hair second too late. Throw down the first. Oh, that actually worked, but so the steal as Humphrey goes to second, they fake like they're throwing down. They threw it to Wise. Ramirez fell asleep at the wheel, though, because they probably had Croft picked off at third. But by the time Wise finally threw it over, she was back in plenty of time. So Croft at third, Humphrey at second. There's a little pop-up to Wise. Whoa, watch out. Almost had a collision. But Vickers is retired, one pitch F1. And there was 2 outs now for Brianna Sanford. Sanford walked in the first. That one's right down Madison Avenue for a called strike, 0-1. Croft at third, Humphrey at second. 5-1, no, make that 6-1. 5-1? It is 6-1. Pop up to short, a nice play there by Riviera moving to her left. F6 if you're scoring at home. For the Eagles, in the top of the second, they get 2 runs on 2 hits. They'll leave 2 through an inning and a half. It's been all Elliot Christian. They lead 6-1. You're listening to the D-VII Softball Championship only on playonsports.com. Speaking of Play on Sports, we're on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play on Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube and youtube.com/playonnetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com. bottom of the second, and it's going to be Ramirez, Jenkins, and Repetto for Millennium, trailing 6-1. Ramirez, third baseman, the righty, Alex. Just a freshman. Righty on righty here. And there's a hit to the right side of the infield. Easy play for Croft over to Villagomez. 4-3. Ramirez is retired. One away here in the second. Got to bring up Jada Jenkins, the catcher, number 22. Jenkins, another freshman. It's actually the home of the St. Mary's of Stockton softball team here at Arnaiz Field. Late called strike on Jenkins. 6-1. Elliot Christian on top. Swing and a miss on a changeup, and Vickers in a nice little groove here. 0-2 quickly on Jenkins. D-VII softball championship game for the Sac-Joaquin section. There's a little chopper down the right field line. Just running out of room is Humphrey. And Brian Hassler, our in-game engineer. Justin Gorley is our videographer. Rolling solo today, not a problem at all. Ben Schneider, happy to have you with us here on PlayOnSports.com. 0-2 pitch on the way. Change up just outside. Copeland probably could have done a better job of framing that one. She always want to frame it instead of getting right up and throwing it back. Another foul back out of play. So Jenkins up there hacking away. Stays alive. Just got a piece of that one. Oh, 2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. So second strikeout for Vickers. First via swinging. 2 up, 2 down quickly for the Falcons here in the bottom of the second. And that'll bring up Annalisa Repetto. She is the DP today. So Annalisa will bat but not hit, and Weiss will pitch and not bat. Hope that makes sense to all you casual softball fans out there. Each section, each league is a little bit different in the way they do things. You can still put Repetto in the field. You can take her out and put her back in. Kumin, little words of wisdom for Vickers out there on the hill, on the mound, I should say. Softball, it's flat, so there really isn't a hill or a bump. Terminology used for baseball. 1-1 the count. Base is empty. 2 down here in the second. And that's how you frame it. And a called strike 3. So 3 up, 3 down. Go the Falcons. 2 via strikeout. Through 2 here at the D-VII softball championship game. 6-1 Elliot Christian on top right here on PlayOnSports.com. Play on Sports will have live coverage of the Sac-Joaquin Section Softball Championship on Wednesday, May 22nd. Game 1 coverage of Divisions 1 through 3 will begin at 4 p.m. with Game 2 coverage to follow if necessary. Remember to check on Play on Sports broadcast schedule page for information on all of our upcoming broadcasts from around the Sac-Joaquin section and beyond. The spring championships are here only on PlayOnSports.com. Top of the third here, it'll be Lewis, Burkle, and Villagomez up for Elliot Christian, dominating this one so far 6-1, but we've got a lot of softball left. Lewis singled in the first, her second at bat, lefty against righty. That's a first pitch swinging pop-up just over the reach of Rivera at short. She gave it a good effort, but it falls in for a base hit. So Lewis now 2 for 2 from the 9-hole. And that'll bring up Kaylee Burkle. Burkle is 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts to left. Nice job of Jenkins climbing the ladder on that high first pitch fastball. 1-0 is the count now on Burkle. Burkle only one of 2 players that hasn't reached base yet for Elliot Christian. That ball misses high and inside, 2-0. Burkle, a sophomore. Ball's low in the dirt. Quick check to first on Lewis, who has pretty good speed. Nothing doing there. 3-0 now, and you got to figure Burkle's going to be taking here. She shows bunt. She will take, and it's a 4-pitch walk. So moving down to second is Lewis. Aboard via walk is Burkle. So after getting 4 in the first and 2 in the second, runner at first and second, nobody out for Tori Villagomez, the first baseman. Villagomez 2 for 2 with a couple of singles and a run scored. First pitch swinging to the right side of the infield. Derez makes a nice play, goes 3 unassisted. But on the play, Lewis moves to third and Burkle moves to second. So ducks on the pond for Kuhlman. 2 for 2 with 2 singles and 2 runs scored. Called strike on the outside corner to Brady. Just a freshman is Kuhlman. 6-1, and Kuhlman can do some damage here. I mentioned 2 for 2, a couple of singles, a couple of runs scored. She's been all over the place. Also done a nice job at third. A couple of good defensive plays. 1-1 is the count with 1 out here in the third. And Elliot Christian leading 6-2. 6-1, I should say. Check back to third, but diving back is Lewis. Just a 1-game section championship here. A lot of this bigger schools do 2 out of 3. You get up to 6 and 7. There's another chop to third, but fielder's choice, and we'll give an RBI to Kuhlman. Fielder's choice goes 3 unassisted. Lewis will score. Give Kuhlman an RBI. And on the play, Burkle will move to third. So Derez has been busy at first. She's got a couple of putouts here in the inning. I'm going to bring up Emily Jo Copeland. Had an RBI sac fly in the first. Lined out to short in the second. Already her third at bat in as many innings. Fouls the first pitch off, 0-1. 0-1 pitch on the way. Just inside, 1-1. Copeland, a senior. One of 5 seniors on the Elliot Christian roster. They're out of Lodi, so just a little bit south of here. It's a high fly ball. Who's it going to be? It's going to be the center fielder, Reyes, making a pitch, making a catch. And Copeland is retired F8. For Elliot Christian in the frame, they get 1 run on 1 hit. They leave 1 through 2.5. Elliot Christian leads 7-1. Right here on PlayOnSports.com. Bottom of the third going to be Dominguez, Wise, and Reyes. Millennium has some work cut out for them. They trail 7-1. And our first at bat for Dominguez, Erica, the righty, takes one high. Erica's a utility player. She plays a couple different positions. Today they have her at second, and that's chopped to short. Burkle bobbles it. I'm not sure she would have had a play, but got to say that's an E6. So Dominguez reaches on the air. Tough bounce, but I don't see any other way of ruling that one. That'll bring up top of the order now. As Wise, the pitcher, won't hit, so it'll be Brianna Reyes. She tripled and scored in the first. That's when we really thought we were going to have a shootout. 0-1 now on Reyes. She fakes bunt. Pulls back 1-1. Reyes, yeah, had a monster triple there in the first, all the way back to the wall in right center field. It's a swinging bunt. It's back to Burkle. Burkle has no play because the second baseman, for some reason, was asleep at the wheel. She was over covering first for some reason. I don't know what was going on there. So Reyes reaches. I'm not even sure how to score that because it wouldn't be a fielder's choice as Burkle didn't go anywhere with it. And there's a single to the left field. Coming home and scoring from second is Dominguez. So the Falcons putting together a little rally here. RBI single for Grajeda on a first pitch swinging. So Reyes at second, Grajeda at first, Ramirez now at the plate. Gabrielle, the right fielder, walked in the first, her only other at bat. 1 run in, nobody out. 7-2 our score. Another first pitch swinging, that one's gonna be foul. Humphrey gave it a nice run but ran out of real estate. Bottom of the third, D-VII softball championship game. Winner takes it all and gets that nice section banner in the school gymnasium, which is always fun to play for. 1-2 is the count on Ramirez. Walked in the first. Vickers on the mound. That one misses high. 3-1 now. Or they called a strike. That ball's about 3 feet in front, and that'll bring us to a full count. So crucial part of the game here. Millennium would love to get a rally going. They trail by 5 runs. Still a lot of softball left. Bottom of the third. We'll play 7. Reyes at second. Grajeda at first. Reaching and hitting it to right field, but it's caught. Humphrey moving to her right. So first out of the frame as Ramirez flies out, and that'll bring up Raquel Riviera. Riviera struck out looking in the first. Riviera, sophomore, plays short and second. She is playing short today. Has a chance for an RBI here with a base hit. Infield in, at least on the corners. That's a ball, says home umpire Rick Post. 1-0 pitch on the way. Low and in the door, 2-0. Good crowd on hand. As both schools pretty close. Tracy not far. And Lodi. Towns representing here today. That's a called strike 1 and 2 now. Good job of framing that one by Copeland. 1-2 pitch on the way. That's fouled out of play to the right side of the field. 2-2 now. From 2-0 to 2-2. Standing room only, actually. Got a couple pop-up tents here behind home plate and some chairs and good crowd on hand. 7-2 is our score, bottom of the third. Millennium trails in this one, the home team. That is going to be a base hit in the center field. Rounding third and coming home to score is Reyes. It's cut off by Vickers, and it's 7-3. RBI single for Riviera. And on the play going to second is Grajada. That'll bring up Elise Derez. Grounded out to first her first at bat, 0 for 1. Called strike on a fastball in the inside corner. Falcons got 1 in the first, now 2 here in the third. Swing and a miss on a changeup. As Riviera was fooled on that one. Quickly 1-2. Derez is a sophomore. Ooh! We're lined right back to Vickers. Vickers does a nice job of staying in front of it. Throws over to first. And that's the second out, goes 1-3. Derez is retired for the second time today. Both runners on the play to move up. Grajada to third and Riviera to second. That ball almost hits Ramirez, our third baseman, who grounded out her first at bat, 0 for 1. Ramirez, a junior, righty against righty here, and the 1-0 pitch. Right down Broadway for a called strike, 1-1. D-VII softball championship game here for Sac-Joaquin section. We're here at Field 3 here at Arnaiz Field here in Stockton. 1-1 pitch. And that could be trouble. It's a fair ball, and it gets past Villagomez. Rounding third and scoring is Grajada. Rounding third and scoring is Riviera. All the way down to third. And how about this? Oh, she was going to go for the gusto. Now a throw back to third, and they got her in a pickle. It's going to be 9-1-6-2, I believe. As we're going to give an RBI, 2 RBI double. Now we're going to make it a 2 RBI triple for Ramirez, and she is thrown out. The play goes 9-1-5-2. Interesting play there. Ramirez was going for the inside the park home run. I thought she had a chance at it. She stumbled, however, and she gets called out on the classic 9-1-5-2, but we'll give her a 2 RBI triple on the play. So for the Falcons in the bottom of the third, they get 4 runs on 3 hits, and through 3 innings, we got a ball game here. It is now 7-5. We'll be back after these words from our local sponsors here on PlayOnSports.com. Top of the fourth, and Shelby Croft's first pitch swinging. Gets a base hit, 7-5, Elliot Christian on top. Croft reaches base for the third time today. She's now 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. She's having herself a heck of a game. That'll bring up Raina Humphrey. Humphrey's 0 for 2, but she has scored a run. She reached on a fielder's choice. No, she reached on an error in the first and a fielder's choice on the second. Her third at bat with Croft at first. Lefty against righty. Weiss still out there for Millennium. That's a foul ball. Top of the fourth. There's a little chopper, and that's going to be trouble. Good attempt at it. It went behind Weiss. Riviera made a nice play on it, but Humphrey has some speed. So an infield single for Rianne, and Croft at second. Now Humphrey at first. Elliot Christian got, and there's another first pitch swinging, aggressive for Vickers. And just Dara's made a nice attempt, but she couldn't get it. She got a mid on it. So 0-1 on Vickers. She is 1 for 2. Had a RBI single in the first. Flew out in the second. She'll bunt and it's foul. So quickly 0-2 now on Vickers. Vickers, the pitcher here today for Elliot Christian, for the Eagles of Elliot Christian. Ramirez and Dara, the corner infielders, in on the play. There's a pop-up to right. Could be trouble, but no, making a nice play moving to her left is Reyes, showing some great range there. So Vickers is retired F8 for the first out of the inning. And Croft and Humphrey have to hold. That'll bring up Brianna Sanford, 0 for 1 with a walk and a fielder's and a fly out. Brianna Senior, first pitch swinging, line to second, throw to second, line to third, throw to second, gets away from Dominguez, and both runners will advance. So Sanford is retired F5, but on the throwing error, it allows Croft to go to third and Humphrey to go to second. That'll bring up Jamie Lewis, who's 2 for 2 with a couple of singles and a run scored. 7-5 is our score. Elliot Christian on top. And Lewis can add to the lead with a single here, would probably score 2. Righty against lefty. Top of the fourth. Changeup misses outside, 1-0. Little wind picking up left to right here at Arnaiz Field. A perfect day for baseball here in the Central Valley. There's a base hit, single out straight up the gut. It will only score 1. Croft able to score. And how about Lewis in the 9-hole? Now 3 for 3. On the play, Humphrey moves to third. Runners at the corner now for the top of the order, Burkle. Burkle's 0 for 2 with a walk. Going down to second on the ball outside is Lewis. So Humphrey at third, Lewis at second. Burkle looking for her first hit, and she pops it up. Should be playable for Reyes. Moving to her left, makes the catch, and the inning is over, but not before Elliot Christian gets on the board again. They get 1 run on 3 hits. They leave 2. Through 3.5, Elliot Christian 8 and Millennium 5 here on PlayOnSports.com. If you want to watch more of your high school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying right here today, Tell your school to sign up for Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. Sam Baseball Paul. SBP. Okay, so it'll be Jenkins, Repetto, and Dominguez here in the bottom of the fourth for Millennium. They trail 8-5. They were down 4-0 after one. Vickers still out on the mound. She's had her moments. That one's high on Jenkins, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. See, Millennium at their second at bat, as Elliot Christian already, most of their batters have batted 4 times already. Quickly 0-2 on Jenkins as she swings and misses on a changeup. Shows bunts high, 1-2. Jenkins is just a freshman. Got a bright future in front of her, that's for sure. There's a swing to the right side of the diamond, and running out of room is Humphrey. Good effort. So that'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Alongside the one and only Brian Hassler, our in-game producer, and our videographer today is Justin Gorley. I'm Ben Schneider. Happy to have you with us here for D-VII softball Sac-Joaquin section championship game. 2-2 the count on Jenkins. And the pitch. Very high. 3-2. Vickers has some words for Copeland. Battery mates there. Good atmosphere here at Arnaiz Field here in Stockton. Payoff pitch on the way. And that's driven to right field, but it goes over the head of Humphrey. Humphrey had a beat on it, and it didn't hit her glove, so you got to award a triple to Jenkins. But Humphrey should have had that one. No doubt about it. She misplayed that one. So Jenkins gets a triple, and Millennium, who trails by 3, has the leadoff hitter on for the 3rd time today. 3 out of 4 innings, they've got their leadoff girl on. Ball's high, 1-0. Hit to the right side of the infield to Croft. Croft throws it over to first, but she'll get an RBI on the fielder's choice. Coming home to score is Jenkins. And it's 8-6. So Rapato got the job done there. He wanted to hit to the right side of the infield. She got it. Play goes 1-3. She does get an RBI, and that'll bring up Dominguez, who reached on an error and scored a run in her only about. Nice bunt. And it's missed. by Villagomez. That's got to be an E3. So Dominguez reaches base for the second time today, both via air. She reached on an E6 in the third. I bring up the top of the order, Brianna Reyes. She scored both times. Another bunt, throw to first, not in time. So a base hit for Reyes. Reyes is on base for the third time today. She's already scored 2 runs. And on the play, Dominguez goes to second. Pass ball. Both runners will advance. Dominguez goes to third. Reyes to second. We're in the bottom of the fourth. 8-6, and all of a sudden a single can tie this one up. The Millennium led 4-0. I'm sorry. Elliot Christian led 4-0, and then 6-1, 7-1. Now it's 8-6, and a single can tie this thing up. Ball's low. Quickly 3-0 on Grajada. Grajada's 2 for 2. Has 2 RBIs, a double and a single, and a run scored. She's having herself a fantastic game. Taking all the way, and it's 3-1. That one just catches the inside corner. Dominguez at third, and Reyes at second. 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. And the pitch is high. So Grajada on base for the third time today, and the bases are juiced for Ramirez. Ramirez 0 for 1 with a walk and a flyout, and we got a meeting on the mound. We'll take a quick break in the action. You're listening to the D-VII Section Championship game for softball here on PlayOnSports.com. All right, we're back after the meeting on the mound. Bases loaded for Ramirez. 0 for 1 with a walk. 8-6 is our score. Millennium with an extra base hit could tie it up and maybe even take the lead. 1-0 pitch on the way. 2-0, and now Vickers going to have to come in on Ramirez. Dominguez at third. Reyes at second. Grajada at first. 2-0 pitch and the delivery. That's could be trouble coming in, and missing the ball is Humphrey off her glove. Throw to second, not in time. Or they said in time. So Dominguez scores on the play to make it 8-7. Reyes goes to third. Grajada is picked off going from first to second. That's going to be an E9 and a 9-6, 9-4 put out. Raquel Riviera at the plate, 1 for 2, an RBI single, a run scored, and a strikeout. And Humphreys had a hard time in right field. She has a couple errors now. 2 outs, 8-7 is our ball game. A base hit can tie things up as Reyes is at third. There's a hit to the second baseman, Croft. She bobbles it, throws not in time. Scoring on the play is Reyes, and that's got to be an E4. The third error of the frame for the Eagle, committed by the Eagles. You give her an error because had she not bobbled it, Rivera would have been out. Play goes to Duraz at third. She steps on the bag, 5 unassisted. And the inning is finally over, but not before Millennium sends 8 girls to the plate. They score 3 runs on just 2 hits. There was 3 errors committed. They leave 2. Through 4 innings, we got a good one, Bruin. We're all tied up at 8. You're listening to the D-VII Softball Championship game only on PlayOnSports.com. Play up the middle. Nice play by the second baseman, Dominguez, just to get a hand on it, but we're going to give an RBI, or a single there to Burkle to lead off the top of the 5th. And for the 4th time in 5 innings, Elliot Christian has the leadoff batter on. And that'll bring up Avila Gomez, 2 for 3, a couple of singles, a couple of runs scored. 8-8 is the score here in the top of the 5th. There's a drive to center field, and that's trouble. That gets by Reyes in center. Rounding second and heading to third. And coming all the way home and scoring easily on the play is Burkle. And after giving up a large lead, Elliot Christian takes the lead again on the RBI double by Villa Gomez. I'm going to say she went to third on a miscue there in the infield. So 9-8 is our score, in Kumin, the batter. She is 2 for 3. There's a fly out to right field. Tagging on the play and scoring is Villa Gomez. So an RBI sac fly for Kumin. And it's 10-8. And lined out to, did you say she dug it out? Either way, she throws across the diamond. Ramirez, nice play. I thought she caught it on the fly. As Emily Jo Copeland's retired on 1 pitch. That'll bring up Shelly Croft. Croft tries to bunt, and it's fouled. 0-1. Croft having herself a nice ball game. Correction, Croft grounded out. It's going to be Humphreys now at the plate. And she's 1 for 2. Walked and reached on a fielder's choice and singled. She did score in the first. Humphrey, the lefty. Looking to give Elliot Christian some more insurance runs. They lead 10-8 here in the top of the 5th. Popped up, and that's going to be caught at home by Jenkins. So a relatively quiet inning for Elliot Christian, but they do score 2 runs on 2 hits, and through 4.5, 10-8 is our score. We got a good one brewing here. You're listening to the D-VII Softball Sac-Joaquin Section Championship game only on PlayOnSports.com. Play on Sports will have live coverage of the Sac-Joaquin Section Softball Championships on Wednesday, May 22nd. Game 1 coverage of Divisions 1 through 3 will begin at 4 p.m. with Game 2 coverage to follow if necessary. Remember to check the Play on Sports broadcast schedule page for information on all of our upcoming broadcasts from around the Sac-Joaquin section and beyond. The Spring Championships are here only on PlayOnSports.com. Before we go today. Bottom of the 5th, and it is going to be Jenkins, Repetto, and Dominguez up for Millennium. And she lines out to third. Oh, no, it's a one hopper to third, and it's a horrible throw by Kuhlman. So Jenkins reaches E5. She's aboard for the second time today. And that'll bring up Annalisa Repetto. Repetto 0 for 2, but does have an RBI. 10-8, bottom of the 5th. Millennium trailing. Looking to tie things up here. She bunts off the bag. Foul. 0-1. Play to third, looking back the runner, throwing across the diamond, now back to third. It hits off of Jenkins. So Repetto is retired 5-3, but on the play, Jenkins goes to third. That'll bring up Erica Dominguez. Dominguez has an interesting scoring line today. She's reached on an E6 and scored in the third. And she reached correction. Ramirez reached on E5 to start the inning. She's at third now. And it was Jenkins that was retired 5-3. And that'll bring up Repetto. I was one ahead of myself. Repetto's 0 for 2, but has an RBI on a fielder's choice in the fourth. A lot of wind picking up here and dust flying everywhere. Ooh, it's even coming up here in the press box. That's what happens when you have a dirt infield, right, Brian? Oh, man. It's in my eye. I'll do my best here. Should probably put on some sunglasses maybe. As Repetto down in the count 0-1. Swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2 now. Oh, that was a third strike. I lost a strike in that dust haze. So Repetto strikes out for the second time today. And now here's Dominguez with the interesting scoring line. She's scored twice. She reached on an error E6 in the third, and she reached on an E3 in the fourth. This time she doesn't need an error to reach base. She blasts one into right center field for an RBI single. And it's 10-9. Dominguez on base for the third time today as Ramirez scores. And it's 10-9. We got a Coors Field type game here going at Arnaiz Field number 3. That ball's outside, 1-0. Two and 0. Called strike, 2-1. Runner at first is Dominguez on the RBI single. 10-9, bottom of the fifth. Ball just catches the inside corner, 1-1. And that one's drifted to right. That has a chance to get out of here. It falls just short of the wall. Humphrey again misplayed it, and coming in to score and tie the game again. All the way from first is Dominguez. She was running on contact with 2 outs. And an RBI double for Reyes. She's having herself a ball game. She is now got, she's actually a home run away from the cycle. She's got a triple, a double, a single, and she scored 3 runs. She's on second base. She is the go-ahead run. That ball's called strike now on Grajeda. Grajeda is 2 for 2. A double, a single, a couple RBIs, and a walk. She's having a game, too. There's a chopper down the third base line. Safe. As Kuhlman did a nice job of fielding it. She tried to get the runner Reyes. It was a bang-bang play. Reyes just slid underneath the tag. So Grajeda reaches on the fielder's choice. We'll have a PlayOnSports.com postgame show where I will select a player of the game. We'll wrap things up here from Arnaiz Field 3. That's coming up immediately following this marathon here for the D-VII softball championship game. 20 runs on the board. I don't know how many errors. I don't know if I have enough time to look it up. We got a lot of hits, a lot of runners left. We've had a little bit of everything here, and now after trailing 6-1 at one point, Millennium can take the lead with a knock here. Runners at the corners, 2 outs, bottom of the fifth, 10-10 is our score. Ramirez at the plate, where she's 0 for 1 with a walk, but she's reached base 3 times. 2-0 to Gabrielle. The junior. That one's low and in the dirt, 2-1. Make that 3-0. Three and 1 as that's a called strike. Looked like Ramirez taking all the way. And Millennium's going to take the lead for the first time today on an RBI single from Ramirez. Coming around the score is Reyes. And just like that, it's 11-10, folks. On the play, Grajada goes to second. So 11-10 here in the bottom of the fifth. Raquel Riviera now up for the fourth time today. 1 for 3 with an RBI and a single and a run scored. Making her fourth appearance in 5 innings at the plate. A lot of offense here today, folks. 11-10 our score, bottom of the fifth. Runners fake like they're going to go, and they stay put. Grajada at second, Ramirez at first. Two and 0 on Riviera, the cleanup hitter. Just a bit outside. 3-0 now on Riviera. Vickers does have a base to play with. Just gets a bit of the corner. 3-1 now. And that could be trouble. But making the catch is Humphrey. And I'm sure the Elliot Christian faithful get nervous when Humphreys had a struggle out there in right. But she makes the catch there. Wow, what an inning for Millennium. They get 3 runs on 3 hits. They leave 2. Through 5 complete here. 11-10 is our score. Millennium on top for the first time today. They lead 11-10 heading into the 6th inning right here on PlayOnSports.com. Play on Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us on Play on Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Top of the 6th is going to be 7, 8, 9 hitters. Vickers, Sanford, and Lewis due up for the Eagles. Led off by Vickers, who's 1 for 3 with an RBI and a single, and gets another single. So 2 for 4 for Lauren. As now Elliot Christian finds themselves behind for the first time today, 10-11. Bring up Brianna Sanford. She's 0 for 2 with a walk, a couple of flyouts. Looking to get on base for the second time today. Up ball's low and in the dirt as Vickers holds it first. As Sanford pops one up. Nice play there by Jenkins. Popping off that mask and getting to that ball. Never an easy play for a catcher. So Sanford's retired for the 3rd time, this time via F2, and that'll bring up the 9-hitter Jamie Lewis, who's 3 for 3, has an RBI and scored a run. So Millennium still hasn't figured out how to get Jamie Lewis out. She's batting with Vickers on first. That ball's singled into the outfield, and it gets by the center fielder. It's going to be a single and an E8. Going to second on the air is Lewis. Going to third on the air is Vickers. So now Elliot Christian can take the lead with a single. There's only one out here in the top of the sixth. Kaylee Burkle, the batter. 5th plate appearance already for Burkle. She's 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. She also reached on a walk in the third. 5th at bat for Burkle. And she could tie this thing up with one swing. Why? She flies out to deep center. And I don't know why Vickers didn't try to score on that play. I mean, that was just in front of the warning track. I think Vickers fell asleep at the wheel. She could have easily scored on that. So Burkle's retired F8. Nice play there by Reyes, ranging to her right and back. First pitch swinging is Villagomez. She's had a fantastic game. She's 3 for 4 with an RBI, 2 singles, a double, and 3 runs scored. So Villagomez having herself an afternoon, to say the least. And she can give her team the lead again with a base knock. Ball's high. Two outs here, top of the sixth. High drama here for the D-VII section title game. Good take there by Villagomez, who's 3 for 4, 3 runs scored, 2 doubles and 2 singles and a double. She pops this one up, should be playable, and coming in and making the grab in left field is Grajada. So Elliot Christian could have scored, should have scored, but they don't. For the first inning, the first half inning of the afternoon, they fail to score. They get no runs on 2 hits. They leave 2 through 5.5, 11-10. Millennium on top right here on PlayOnSports.com. Bottom of the sixth here, it's going to be Derez, Ramirez, and Jenkins. Millennium trying to add to their 1-run lead, get a little insurance run. They lead 11-10. Derez 0 for 3 in her 4th appearance, fouls that one back out of play. She has not reached base And she is the only Falcon player who can say that. So she's trying to get on base for the first time today. 0-1 the count. Ball's way high and outside, 1-1. Terrace is just a freshman. And doesn't look like she'll reach on this one. A lazy pop fly. It's fielded by Burkle. And Therese is retired for the 4th time today, and that'll bring up Alex Ramirez. Ramirez. She's 1 for 3. 2 RBIs, has a triple and a run scored. Third baseman, righty against righty, and the pitch. A little bit high, 1-0. Ball's in the dirt, 1-1. In the dirt again, 2-1. A 3-0, I should say. Thanks to our in-game producer, Brian Hassler. Thought that they called that second one a strike, but it was a little high, I guess. So a 4... Wait. You call that one a strike, and that one looked like a ball. So Ramirez trying to reach base for the 3rd time today. She's ahead of the count, 3-1. Vickers looking to keep it at a 1-run deficit, and she puts it in the dirt. So a walk to Ramirez. She reaches base for the 3rd time today. And that'll bring up Jada Jenkins. Jenkins 1 for 3 with a triple and a run scored. Ground out and a strikeout. 4th appearance for number 22, the catcher. 11-10 is our score. Bottom of the 6th. D-VII softball championship game on the line. Ball's outside, 1-0. Ramirez at first. 1 out. No outs, I should say. No, there is 1 out. Right down Broadway for a called strike, 1-1. One pitch on the way. High, 2-1. Ooh, swing and a miss, 2-2. Jenkins just ahead of that one. Swing and a miss. And that's a big out there for Vickers and Elliot Christian. So 2 away in the infield now at normal depth for Repetto. 0 for 3, but did have an RBI and a fielder's choice back in the 4th, and a quick meeting between Villagomez and Vickers. Say, hey, we are 1 out away from giving ourselves a chance to tie or take the lead in our last chance, as Elliot Christian down to their last 3 outs. In the top of the 6th, they will send Kamen, Copeland, and Croft to the plate. Low 1-0 on Repetto. We got a pinch hitter, actually. Amy Weiss, the pitcher, the flex hitter, is going to hit for Repetto. So Weiss' first plate appearance today. Now Repetto can still enter the game on defense. She's not eliminated from the game altogether. As Wise, the pinch hitter, draws a 4-pitch walk. So Ramirez will go down to second. Then I'll bring up Erica Dominguez. She's reached base and scored 3 runs. Has an RBI single and reached on a couple of errors. She's been all over the field here today, the second baseman. A chance to give the Falcons some insurance runs here. They lead by 1. That ball's high. 1-0. Ooh, throw down to second. Gets away, but not far enough for Ramirez to advance. One and one. On Dominguez. Dominguez has scored every at-bat. She's scored a run every time she's been to the plate. Not going to be the case this time as she flies out to Kuhlman to end the 6th inning. For the Falcons, they get no runs on no hits. They leave 2. We'll head to the top of the 7th where Elliot Christian, the Eagles, need 1 to tie and 2 to take the lead. Otherwise, it's going to be Millennium with the D-VII Softball Championships. We'll be back with the top of the 7th right after these words from our local sponsors only on PlayOnSports.com. So it'll be Kuhlman, Copeland, and Croft. The last chance here for Elliot Christian, who jumped up to a big lead here early on in this game. Actually led at 1.6 to 1. Kuhlman's had herself a pretty good game. She's 2 for 4, but has scored twice and has 3 RBIs. Third baseman, and a called strike there as Weiss still out on the mound, looking to go the distance. Swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2 now on Kuhlman. Strike 3 called. Weiss. How about this for a stat, Brian? That's Weiss's first strikeout of the game. And here we are about, I'm exaggerating, obviously, about 60 plate appearances later. More like 22 plate appearances, somewhere around there. But her first strikeout comes looking. Kuhlman wishes she had that one back. That was a pitch to hit. That'll bring up Emily Jo Copeland. She's actually 0 for 4, but does have an RBI. Trying to reach base for the first time today. Righty against righty. Outside 2-1. So Elliot Christian down to their last 2 outs. Crowd on its feet in anticipation. It's called strike. Got to get your bat off your shoulder here if you're maybe taking all the way there on a 2-out count. 2-1 now to Copeland. Croft on deck. and Humphrey in the hole if anyone should reach. And 2 strikes as that one's back out of play. A lot of fans going running after that one. 2-1 to count on Copeland. Two and two, I should say. And another strikeout. So Weiss goes 6 innings without getting a K, and now she gets back-to-back strikeouts. And Elliot Christian down to their last out. It'll be Shelly Crofts, not a bad player to have out there. She's 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored. She's the 5-hitter. Swing and a miss. It's just uncharacteristic at-bats here for Elliot Christian here in the 7th. I think maybe the pressure of the situation getting to these young girls a little bit. That could do it. It is going to be a base hit, actually. I thought for a chance that Riviera had a shot at it, the shortstop. Croft gets on base for the 4th time today, her 3rd hit. She's having a fantastic afternoon. That'll be Rhiann Humphrey. Humphrey 1 for 4. Did score a run, has a single. So the tying run at first is Croft. The go-ahead run, Humphrey at the plate. And I'm not sure why the first baseman, Derez, is playing that shallow with 2 outs. Does that make any sense to anybody? You're not going to bunt with 2 outs, you wouldn't think. I don't get that strategy there. 0 and 1 on a swing and a miss. One and 1. PlayOnSports.com post-game show immediately following this one where I'll name a player of the game. And Elliot Christian not going out without a fight as a base knock for Humphrey. She's on base for the 3rd time today. Now bring up Lauren Vickers, who's 2 for 4 with an RBI and a couple of singles. Tying run is Croft at second. Go-ahead run is Humphrey at first. Insurance runs Vickers at the plate. We got a meeting on the mound. We'll take a break in the action. We'll be right back. Okay, meeting on the mound by both squads is adjourned, and it'll be up to Vickers. High drama here at Arnaiz Field. That's just short. This could do it. Going to go the short way to second. 6-4, and that's how the game ends. Millennium out of Tracy. The Falcons are your 2013 Division VII softball champions. They win 11-10. And a fantastic game by Elliot Christian. They got the big lead. They come up just a little bit short. But hats off to head Mike Pontius and the entire Elliot Christian squad. Millennium, the Falcons just 1 run better here today. They win the Sac-Joaquin Division VII softball championship by a score of 11-10. We'll take a quick break in the action, and I'll wrap things up and name a player of the game after these words from our local sponsors. Once again, your final score, Millennium 11 and Elliot Christian 10. And welcome back to Arnaiz Field number 3 here at Stockton, California, where we had a fantastic game. A lot of runs, a lot of drama. But Millennium, 1 run better out of Tracy. The Falcons beats Elliot Christian out of Lodi, the Eagles, 11-10. Time now for our PlayOnSports.com player of the game. And a lot of candidates, but I'm going to go with Brianna Reyes. She almost hit for the cycle. She had a triple, a double, and a single. She reached base every time she was at bat. She had an RBI and 4 runs scored. So Brianna Reyes, who is a senior, what a way to go out, too, in her last softball game. I don't know if she's playing at the next level, but a lot of these girls from these smaller schools, this is it for them. So if it is indeed Brianna's last game in a uniform, what a way to go out. She scores 4 runs, 3 hits, and an RBI, and she is our PlayOnSports.com player of the game as the teams out there on the diamond getting their awards, and much deserving. Hats off to Millennium head coach Megan Lunn for the victory, and what a scene here in Stockton. For our in-game engineer Brian Hassler and our videographer Justin Gorley, I'm Ben Schneider saying so long from Stockton. Check our PlayOnSports.com webpage for all of our schedules for upcoming section title games coming up this week. For Brian and Justin, I'm Ben saying so long. Once again, your final score, Millennium wins over Elliot Christian by a score of 11-10. Have a great afternoon, everybody.
We can get a player up here.